Hello, welcome. Okay, so this is gonna be a more chill one because I just got back from Japan. But I hope you don't mind that, and I hope it's like really fun, and I hope the audio is okay. Because if it isn't, I don't know what I'm gonna do. Um, how was the trip to Japan? Yeah, it was really good actually. I had a really good time. Like, yeah, Miss Australia is back. Yeah, that's me. Cool air rider stream. I'll not change it on Twitch. Oops. Let's change that. There we go. At least the title's different. uh, hello everyone, hello. So the trip to Japan was very good. It was very healing, very wonderful. That sort of thing, right? Trip Japan. Thank you, Discovering Piano, for 23 months. Happy to see it. Some of the Japan pics on YouTube, so cute. Did you speak Japanese in Japan? Quite a lot, actually. The video that's coming out next week is fully in Japanese with subtitles because I got the wonderful chance to interview a cool place, which I'll get to in this stream. But also, thank you, Perfetti, for 12 months. Thank you for the continued support. It means a lot. Did going to Japan as a girl for healing? You bet it did. So, welcome. Here we have my little computer here. See, I was going to not screen record this part of my computer. However, I learnt that apparently the Windows Photos app can't be seen by OBS. Thanks, Microsoft. But yeah, this is my desktop. I think it's a pretty cool picture. But anyway. Wow, you're on Twitch now. Epic. Is this stream going to be showing holiday pics? That's the plan, pretty much. You love the isolation video? I'm happy to hear. I think the isolation video is honestly one of my favorites in the entire ever of the channel. I'm really proud of that one in particular. Let's put that phone over there. I don't need that. Now, I was going to have background music in, well, the background. However, long story short, my wireless headphones are not working, and OBS does not like me using my Roland audio door over there. So unfortunately, the stream is gonna be kind of like a bit haphazard, but we'll do our best. Was the plan to have Fiona with me in Japan? No, it was like last second. I think like a week and a half before. See, the benefit of traveling on your own is that if you want someone to tag along with you, it doesn't change the price because unfortunately, hotels don't give you cheaper rates if you're on your own. Tragically. How's recovery from the deer? Yeah, I survived. Luckily. Luckily. I'll be sure to explain that in detail when we get to it. Um, did you like the deer park? It was really fun, actually. I think I think the deer park I thought was gonna be a tourist trap, but it wasn't. It was actually really fun. There was a street to the side that looked like one, but yeah, whatever. Right? Yeah, we're so close to hype train level 2. People love chatting. I love it. Oh, we're actually at a hype level 2 on Twitch. So thank you, Twitch people. It means a lot. So, what's gonna happen is I'm going to go for each little photo, such as this food here, airplane food. Oh, when I tab into it, it's gonna do that. Okay, that's good to know. So this is going to be very simple. This is a very simple stream. And then once I'm done, I get to go edit. Yeah, what's the deal with airline food? I'll say like as far as airline food goes, this little whatever it was actually kind of okay. In case you're wondering, I flew a Qantas, which is one of the Australian airlines. They're pretty good, I think. If you're ever going to Australia and you want to like fly on an Australian airline, or you live here and you're using an airline, pretty much anything except Jetstar is really good. Does authentic Japanese ramen taste different from instant ramen? So authentic does taste better. Though you're gonna think I'm really silly for this. I actually ate anything. I didn't eat ramen in Japan actually. I ate a bunch of other stuff that's traditional, but um, yeah, as Fiona might know, who also went with me and is the moderator, and also has a YouTube channel of her own, Discovering Fiona. She came with me, and yeah, we didn't get ramen. The funny enough, I think she did. I think that was like a vegan place later on that she was able to get vegetarian ramen, so that's cool. It's ironic I didn't eat ramen, but hey, what are you gonna do? So here's me arriving at Haneda Airport in Japan. Food tastes different above sea level? Probably. Off topic, my dear friend Nokotan is favorite silly anime. I haven't seen it actually, but obviously a lot of people are gonna reference it, which is super fair. I think it's really funny. So here's me from a distance. I'm carrying Pikachu. I have this giant Pikachu plushie that I always carry when I go on trips. I call them Travel Pika as a result. Here's the first hotel breakfast. Now, to be very clear about this, for people that may not know much about my background with Japan, I went to Japan a lot as a teenager, and it was like one of the more predominant parts of my life, I guess. So I hope you're viewing photos from the right fall this time. I am. Like Japan was like my intended future. I think that context is really important. Before I became a silly YouTuber, the plan was to, you know, head off to Japan, live in Japan, work in Japan, get married in Japan, that kind of thing, right? So the intention was from a very young age to make my life in Japan. So landing back, but as myself, fully transitioned, right? I've done the social stuff, the hormone stuff, the surgery stuff, that kind of stuff. My own personal transition is complete, right? So coming back here as myself was really strange, and to be transparent, while I ate that hotel breakfast, I know it doesn't look like much, but when I was eating that hotel breakfast, sitting there in Japan, I actually like happily cried and sobbed. Like at the table, it was kind of embarrassing. There was like a family staring at me. But just know, while I'm eating this like pretty good hotel breakfast, I'm crying like crazy, which is really funny. Just found out if I'm close for the first time yesterday. Thank you for all the transition tutorials. Of course, I'm glad they helped. Yeah, fistful of rice. Yep, that is a fistful of rice. It was pretty good. I liked it. Yeah, I'm always transparent. You know how many times I'm gonna say that to my future child? Oh my god. So, first up, at this point I'm in Tokyo. And my main plan first up was to go to the Disney theme parks. I think it's worth to understand that, and this is important context, right? A lot of people write off the idea of going to Disneyland when you visit Japan, but that's because most travel information in English, right, are made by Americans. And to be transparent, America has Disneyland. You know what I mean? So it might not seem as special, but like I live in Australia, right? We don't have Disneyland, or Disney World or Disney whatever. So as a result, for me, the easiest way for me to go to Disneyland ever is Japan. Or I guess Hong Kong, but I speak Japanese. So this is the obvious bet. You know what I mean? So I Disneyland was a massive part of this trip, but understand that's more of the theme park nerd within me. I'm a big theme park nerd. And you'll figure that out very quick. From what you've heard, trans people still have it very bad and have it a little bad trend. Yeah, understand that like being trans in Japan is very different from other places. I think saying whether it's good or bad is a bit simplistic. Um, I mean the good part is that trans people in Japan are a little under the radar, so like there's not that much like discussion about trans people, which is could be viewed as a good thing or a bad thing, depends on who you are. But as far as advocacy, trans people have decent rights at times. It just depends. You're able to transition and live as yourself in Japan, right? So just keep that in mind. It's like other people exaggerate it one way or the other. They make it sound like either Japan's the best place to transition or the worst place. It's somewhere in the middle. I think it's like, if you're okay with being under the radar, I think it's pretty solid. I think it's fine. I think it's an okay environment to transition, especially if you're a foreigner over there, because they don't really care what we do. You'll get more attention for being a foreigner than trans in Japan. Japan has a kind of don't ask, don't tell culture. Yeah, I'd say so. Um, if you're chill with that, then it's fine. If you want to be more out and proud, you might discover friction or difficulties. I think like that's if you understand that going in, it's fine. As far as trips go, perfectly safe. If you're LGBT in any way and you're like, oh, can I go to Japan safely? Yeah, extremely safely. Um, Theme park nerd, roller coaster tycoon stream win. Yeah, you know me. Always. I think I want to do a roller coaster world stream, but it lost the poll by such a significant margin. I decided not to do it. But if demand's there, you know. Um, so keep in mind that I'm heading to Disney Sea. There's Disneyland and Disney Sea. They're different. They're like there's like a Disneyland, and then next to it is Disney Sea. They're different theme parks. At this point in the trip, Fiona is not with me yet. She's on another flight because we live in different countries. So, she arrives later. So at this point, I'm chilling. I'm chilling. It's just me in Japan. Didn't they just rule something? Oh, if you're thinking of like the different change for LGBT rights in Japan recently, there was an attempt to get closer to legalization of gay marriage in Japan. The news headline is that the newest push wasn't successful, but understand that with each push, it gets easier and easier to do it. Um, so I don't talk about politics much, but just know like it's not really a headline. The headline is nothing changed, I guess. Nothing permanent occurred, but I think we sensationalize headlines, especially in Japan. Just know nothing happened, basically. Um, Things didn't get better and things didn't get worse. It just persisted. Besties have to live in different countries. It happens. It happens. Luckily, with the magic of Discord, I can just play games with Fiona pretty easily, which is good. Yeah, she was on a plane at this point or waiting for it. So while I'm here, just bear in mind that she's dealing with a plane. So I'm having a lot more fun right now, as you can imagine. Do you ever wrap yourself in a giant trans flag like a blanket? I haven't done that, but that sounds really fun. I would love a blanket with trans colors. That'd be cool. So this is Disney Sea. The reason I did Disney Sea first is because well, I hadn't been to this one before. I did Disneyland once when I was 14. I'm gonna reference this a lot, but my first Japan trip was a school trip when I was in high school. I was about 14, 15. Um, that trip was a bit funny for me, as I detailed in another video, one of them. Um, yeah, in that first Japan trip, I was feeling pretty dysphoric. My gender was reaching its like the catalyst of me transitioning, basically. I was at like that, that point where you're like, oh, um, oh, and my girlfriend at the time dumped me, which was kind of funny. So, it was a weird trip for me. Saying Fiona was dealing with a plane at this point just implies she's straight up throwing hands. Yeah, she's just 1v1ing a plane. You've watched some of Stop Your Body Kun and some of the visual gags are amazing. Oh, I love Stop Your Body Kun. I think it's peak. I love it a lot. The flight left at 2 a.m. You were fighting. That's true, you were fighting the battle. Rule one of going to Disneyland. You gotta go really early so that you can like run in really quickly and get on a ride, right? So here I am at the line. There was like a little train thing, and as it would go, the staff would sometimes wave from like the train window, which is really fun. Here's footage of like me walking into the park. What you don't see through the difference between that and that, is that I waited like 2 hours in a line, but it was worth it because it meant I could get into the theme park quicker. Which means, what you can do, and this is my tip if you're ever doing like a Disney theme park, they have an app, right? And right now, when you are inside a Disneyland, you get access to a priority pass, which just means that every single person for free with your ticket, you can like select a thing to get like a quicker line access than other people, but only for one ride and at a specific time of the day. If you book your pass and a certain amount of time occurs, you then get to do another one. So going early means you can stack these passes throughout your day and go on more rides. So my strat was get there early, and then I priority passed a different ride. I can't remember off the top of my head which I picked at the time. Because I think I ran to Raging Spirits first, I believe. I think I used the priority pass for that, but I shouldn't have because of the single rider line, but we'll get to that. Staff in Disneyland in Japan, Japanese or foreign? Fully Japanese. I didn't see any foreign stuff. That said, I saw a lot of foreign stuff at like restaurants or like convenience stores, which was very different from the last time I was in Japan. Simpsons predicted railways? I know, crazy. So they were celebrating Christmas, of course. Christmas is soon. You might see a really large stack of people here. That's because everyone is running to one specific ride. Because Disney Sea has an area called Fantasy Springs. We didn't really do it because I was so busy. But there's so many people and they're running. They're like, some of these people are actually sprinting. Please understand that. They had to have a guy with a sign that just said no running. Like, they were fully dedicated to letting you know you shouldn't run. Which I thought was really funny. You thought the pink hat in the background was a Blissey? Not quite. I do want to highlight how cool this dang castle is. Like, that's so cool, right? It's so much bigger than I thought it would be. And then there's just a dang volcano on top of it. A fake volcano, but still, it's cool. Christmas is celebrated by KFC? Yeah, there is. It is. That is due to a really successful marketing attempt to make Japanese people associate the Colonel with Santa and thus with Christmas's spirit. Because Christmas is associated as like a Westerner holiday. So it being a Westerner restaurant, it was easy to do that marketing spin. Probably the most successful marketing decision in the history of forever. Oh, Christmas Mickey's great. I got to see Christmas Mickey. How is onsen as a trans person? I forgot to do an onsen. I'm so sorry. um, Part of the reason we couldn't, because I was with Fiona for most of this trip, which you'll find later. Um, Fiona has tattoos, which means we basically couldn't go to any onsen. Uh, Having tattoos is actually more of a barrier than being transgender. I'm not kidding. Like that was the big barrier. I don't even think we even considered in our mind that being trans might prevent us from getting in. Not really. And if you are going to Japan and you're worried, you can ask for a kashiriboro, I think it's called, the private bath. Um, so if you're concerned about that, I'd say getting a private bath is probably the best bet to like just have fun, enjoy onsen, and not worry about other people. Most places have this. Just check the word and ask for it, and you'll be all good. Yeah, being trans can be an obstacle. Just know that tattoos is more of an obstacle. They won't let you in, basically. um, you've only been to Disney World, but on the return timing is only for people with disabilities. I think it's a separate system. Japanese Disneyland is run by a different company, so they have a completely different system. Think of the priority pass more like the American fast pass system. It's more like that. Um, Accessibility lines aren't as much of a thing in the Japanese parks, unfortunately. That's just a. I think the park in general isn't the most accessible, but that's just one of those things, right? So, when we got there, right, I, I was trying to find a bathroom. I really needed to pee, but I saw these people. They're all gathered. They're all gathered. I didn't know who these were, but they were popular. Everyone stopped. They were sprinting, but they stopped to get a photo of these characters. I would learn that Disney Sea, in fact, has very different, um, like mascot characters that they have. Duffy and Friends. I found out Duffy and Friends is a basically think of it as Disneyland Japan's OC. And their best friends are Mickey. Don't worry. Um, and they have so much merchandise to buy. They have so much merchandise to buy. This park is like very water themed because it's Disney Sea. That's Tower of Terror in the background, in case you're curious. Um, there's water here. There's a cool pirate ship. You can actually walk onto that pirate ship and take photos, which you'll see later. Any weird rules at Disneyland Japan? Nothing notably strange or unusual. I think it's like general theme park etiquette. I can't think of anything like particularly unique, I guess. This ride here is Raging Spirits. This ride's cool. It's actually the only ride in both Disneyland and Disney Sea that loops. And it was actually my first time intentionally going on a ride of a loop. I've been on like the Gold Coaster, which is like in the Gold Coast, which by the way, best name for a roller coaster ever created, the Gold Coaster. It's so funny. Yeah, I went on that as a kid, but I didn't know it had a loop. This is my first time intentionally going on a ride of a loop. Very cool. And if you're on your own, like I was, you can just ride over and over through the single rider line and barely wait. Here's an example of me using the single rider line. Look at all these people having to wait in line. Look at me go. They let me go straight past. I'm a menace to society. There's the ride there. Here's me walking in. Yep. The railings so narrow. They're very narrow. Like I guess it's a single file line, but yeah. I don't think I have a photo of the loop, but hey, what are you gonna do? There's like the flounder coaster, which is really cute. It was all watery. I think this is a really good, like, family coaster. This area was like a cool Atlantis themed area, which was like really, really fun. I loved it a lot. Christmas decorations everywhere, of course. At the start of the day, I pretty much I did Raging Spirits like 5 times, I think, maybe more. I explored the port more. Bear in mind, lovely audience, I went here straight after my flight. I didn't sleep in a hotel. I I got off my plane. I took a taxi to this area, and I immediately went to the park. A lot of emotions are rushing through, a lot of feelings, but I wanted to have fun. So like just know I went straight to it. There's a cute bird too. You must have been exhausted. I was. I was having trouble walking. Here's some birds. Gotta love some birds. What's the funniest picture you took in Japan? Maybe we can vote for what the funniest photo is by the end. I wonder what it would be. There's a couple I have in mind. There's some fun ones. Uh, yeah, there goes the birds. There's gonna be a lot of really random photos. I wasn't actually focused on filming or making videos for content specifically. Um, the focus was like me enjoying my holiday. So you get to enjoy whatever I decided to take a photo of for no reason. And in this case, it's random ducks. I like ducks. Is there anything you wanted to do in Japan but couldn't? I didn't get a chance to wear a kimono. That was more due to scheduling. That would have been cool. That's the main one. Probably more bars in Japan, but I didn't want to drag Fiona to another bar. So yeah, this is Duffy, the bear, the Disney bear. Duffy and their friends have a lot of merchandise in Disney Sea. Like a lot. It's kind of crazy, actually. I found this photo amusing. Just the little pose of the charge to be like, it just looks so out of it. I love it. Oh, so here's an attempt at getting a photo with Joy. As you can see, this didn't work. Oops. The staff didn't want to help me. They're helping like a family, and they didn't really. I like I spoke up, and I'm like, hey, can you help me with a photo? But they might not have heard me. What are you gonna do? This is the low winter sun. Yeah, this is Disney Sea. This is my little hot dog I got. It was pretty yummy. Oh, that's a photo of Sinbad's voyage. I don't think because you can't really take photos inside dark rides, and I don't really point cameras while riding rides. That's not my style. But a lot of people loved doing it. I just want to put that out there. But Sinbad's Voyage, I think, is my favorite ride at Disney Sea. It's just a simple dark ride, but you get to see like all these like animatronics sing and dance, and like the song's so good. It was like a song about following the compass of your heart. It was so cute. Um, yeah, Sinbad's Voyage has a cute little tiger. Like I think like the rush of emotions and being in Japan again and like just everything stacked on. We got halfway through the voyage, and then I just start bursting crying happily, just like this is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. When did I start learning Japanese? Since I was like 10. About that, yeah. 1年間以上日本語を勉強していますが、なんかその経験のおかげで少し、まあ、会話ができますね。Studying for like 10 years, so like I can speak pretty good, basically. And yes, Fiona is right. I was obsessed with the song. I kept singing it under my breath. Here's a Christmas show. everyone gathered, and we had Santa, Duffy, Mickey, and everyone partying. When you were 10? Yeah, when I was 10. I was on the grind. I mean, that's the important thing to understand about my teenage experience. I was on the grind. Like, I I had a little like Japanese for Dummies book. I studied it like crazy. I'd be in my classes and like for other subjects, and I'd like study Japanese under my desk. I was obsessed. I was obsessed, I say. Japanese sounds cute and petite. I think languages can have that kind of interpretation when you don't speak it. I think I'd say the main quality I find of Japanese is just like how rhythmic it is, I guess. Like it's like the way words kind of flow through, I guess is like at least for me, the most distinctive thing with it with how it sounds. Um like how it stops and starts, I guess. Now I'm sad to say I'm pretty sure you can't hear this, so that's unfortunate. But there they are. They're singing some songs, and you get to hear Santa speak in Japanese. I mean, can't travel the world without being like a pro language learner, right? There's a lot of footage of this. Because I had a great time. So, like, I just found it really cool. Like, they just, like, ride the boat and just go all the way around. I think that's really cool. They sing, they dance. You can see Duffy's right alongside Mickey. Like, look, Duffy the Disney bear is like rising up. I have a conspiracy theory that Duffy is actually positioned to take over in case Oriental loses the Disney license. That they're ready. It's going to be Duffy's world, and we're living in it. Japanese Santa, who would have thought? There's always room for Japanese Santa. Yeah, learning languages is really fun. I highly recommend it. I'm biased though. There's more floats. Hi, welcome, welcome. This is just a random creek. I took a photo of this because I thought the water was really interesting and really cool. Here's me. Look at how I look after a flight and no sleep. Who needs sleep? What bias knows languages? Yeah. I look a little tired here. I'm doing my best. I think like content creators feel a pressure to like look very social media'd up when they travel. I saw a couple of people that were very obviously influencers that had like so much more makeup and preparation and like would have camera stands, like ring lights for their photos. Like I can't do it. I can't do it, lovely audience. So you get to enjoy just me whipping out my phone and taking a photo on top of a funny little boat. Um, that said, despite the flight, I'm looking fresh. I'm looking fresh. Here's me on the boat more. Are you updating your gender markers? That's so cool. I'm happy for you. That's epic. You've never left Australia, but if you would go anywhere, it'd be mainland China. I've heard China's like a cool place to visit. I don't know much about it though, but if you do, I hope you have a great time. The view from this place is so cool. Like, this is just really cool. There's a bunch of people carol singing. There's Duffy. The Disney bear. There's a cute little Santa outfit for Duffy. The Disney bear. There's a Nick plushie, which is cute. I bought a Duffy. Was I influenced? Maybe. More birds. I believe it's nearly time for the end of my first day at Disney Sea. There's me being happy, but dang, I'm tired. So, now's the time I'm still playing Air Riders. I guess I'm still playing Air Riders. How trans-friendly is Japan? I think if you're just traveling, perfectly fine. I think if you are just traveling, having a holiday, no trouble at all. Like, I think the impression you'll get is that Japan is more trans-friendly than it is. But you'll have a positive travel experience. Just understand that, like, the way Japan interacts with things they like or dislike is different. Not because of the innate feelings being different, it's just how it's socially acceptable to express things. It'll just, you won't run into anything. You don't have to worry about it, pretty much. If you're living there, though, you might have issues here and there. Depends. Like I said, people will be more worried about the fact that you're foreign than that you're transgender. Which is actually part of what I liked about Japan. I felt like I didn't have to worry about it. See, there's a plane in the distance. Me and Fiona have a theory that maybe this is the one she was on. I don't know. Because Disney Sea's right near the coastline, so you can see planes come in. So, was this plane one with Fiona? I don't know. I don't know. We'll never know. Though I managed to get lost. I went to the back of the park, did loops. Just imagine me walking aimlessly for 40 minutes. I'm already tired, and I was wearing Doc Martens foolishly, so I was pretty tired. Yeah, the uniform shop was closed, right? But it just had a different door you could go into, basically. It was just that that door was closed. Like, any experience of actually learning and speaking a language is pretty tricky to get. But here's the main attraction, lovely audience. This was something I've waited my entire life to do. Understand this really specific part of my transition. When I first went to Japan, all those years ago, I didn't get to wear the cute girls' school uniform. But in Japan, there's a trend where people in their 20s will buy and wear a uniform and go to Disneyland wearing it. I wanted one, and it's a trend. So it was probably the only time I could, in a socially acceptable manner, I could dress up and pretend to be a schoolgirl. So, cool. I went with that. You'll see more of it very soon, though. At this point, I think I've met up with Fiona. So, congratulations, Fiona. You're now part of the adventure. So you'll see photos of her spread throughout. Because I'm the one holding my own camera, you might see more photos of me than her. I mean, of her than me, but, you know, what are you gonna do? Pikachu shrunk. Now, that's a keychain Pika. I like Pikachu. I got this, like, really simple, like, katsu, like, bento from, like, Lawson. Pretty simple, I guess. There's a light for foot. Who knows? Did you eat any curry in Japan? Oh, you bet I did. The reason we got a simple meal is, I think it's worth understanding Fiona did a very intense flight. So she was what we would call tired. So we just went straight to the hotel room and watched Japanese TV. And tried to figure out what the foot button does. If you know what the foot button does, let us know. Here's me with a foot massager, unrelated to the foot button. Because my legs, they hurt. They hurt. There's me with the uniform. Very cool, very cool. That was my little test run. I think it looks cute. You'll see it more in the following day there. Some Japanese TV, of course. I think the most notable thing about Japanese TV for people that haven't seen it before is that they have like reaction footage. Like they did React channels before React channels pretty much. Did you get lost anywhere in Japan? As of the moment you're witnessing in this photo, a couple of, like a day ago, not a couple of hours before this, I did get lost. The foot button turned on an entry light in the nightway. The night light in the entryway. Huh, there you go. Oh, there's me posing. We're up to day 2, everyone. Welcome to day 2. This photo's so good, let's look at it again. Oh, look at me. In my uniform. I did it. Let's go again. This is the catalyst. This is the most important moment of my entire transition. Everything led to this moment. Anyway, I got cute plushies. There's me. I'm ready to go. You probably saw this in the YouTube short, yeah. I tried to do YouTube shorts while I was in Japan. I forgot to upload them on TikTok. I also have a TikTok, but I forget to use it. There's my breakfast. Pretty good. Pretty good breakfast. Looks good. I'm very happy. But it's go time. Everyone give it up for day 2. Yeah, a couple of plushies were loaned from Fiona, so I had a better time sleeping. Do you wait for showing vacation slides? You got it. Hopefully I get through them all in the time slot, huh? This little hat, it just looks like Minnie and Mickey's like head just kind of chomps. We got cool little Christmas lights here. Like, understand that I'm from Australia. Wintry Christmas is a novelty in of itself. I really appreciate it. Look at it. Wow. It's so cool. And then the famous Disney Castle, of course. Did you go on Haunted Mansion? No, I didn't. I don't go on the scary stuff. The first time I went to Japan, when I was 14, 15-ish. Well, I turned 15 during that trip, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, we did Disneyland as a group, and my group in the buddy system wanted to do Haunted Mansion, but I didn't want to. But I couldn't separate from them, so I had to stand in front of Haunted Mansion for 2 hours on my own. Bit salty about that. It was a long time to wait. That was most of what I did that trip. So this is revenge. This time I'm gonna have fun at Disneyland, and I did. Take that, people from high school. Okay, so I caught Fiona up with how these kind of Disney plans work. We have beelined to Pooh's Honey Hunt, the most important ride. I wanted to go on Pooh's Honey Hunt. So here we are. And we made it. And good thing we did. The line would be an hour plus after this, so glad we ran there first. You heard Disneyland Tokyo does the Nightmare Before Christmas during holidays? Maybe, they might. I didn't see it though. I think there's advertising for it, so that might be the case. You moved to Queensland 3 years ago, but kind of hate it. I want to go to Victoria. I feel like Queensland has really cool points. Most notably, did you know there's SeaWorld? I like SeaWorld, but yeah, I understand like Queensland's more than just the Gold Coast. Victoria's really good though. It seems like every trans person moves to Victoria for some reason. It's just how it goes, right? Oh, yeah, just understand that, like, me talking about Japan means that every happy thing is going to be accompanied with, like, a sad thing that previously happened. Because view this trip as me getting revenge. It's like a revenge trip, right? I'm trying to overcome and do the things I wasn't able to do due to circumstances. This is like, we're running it back, basically. So you will hear a lot of stories that sound kind of depressing, but just know that I'm okay with it. There's a reason I'm joking about it, basically. Here's like the rider queue for Pooh's Honey Hunt. I think this ride was incredible. I think this is like easily the best ride there. Oh, there's Fiona now. Look, there she is. Yeah, you'll see both of us being goobers. It was a great ride. It was like a dark ride, and you go through and you see like all the characters jump around. That's so cool. That was the best ride. Happiness is the best kind of revenge. Yeah, you tell him. So here's us at the spinning teacup ride. And if I recall, and I don't have audio, unfortunately. But basically, Fiona's not great at spinning. So I put her on a ride where we spin. I'm having a good time. Don't know how Fiona's feeling. So, she got really dizzy. There's me. Look at how happy I am. She got really dizzy after that, actually. Here's a little attraction where you can, like, shoot gun. But I don't even know how the aiming works. So, honestly, your guess is as good as mine. Because I missed every shot. And they give you a little ticket to say, better luck next time, partner, or something. And accidentally handed it to the hotel staff later. Take my sub and like. I hope you enjoyed like, commenting, and subscribing. I also like commenting, and subscribing. Yeah, the calibration's probably off. But, you know, I couldn't be best in the West. Sorry, Goofy. Anyway, we got to meet Woody. Woody was really friendly. There was like a bunch of other people in the schoolgirl outfits, and they like pointed like to me and another one, and I thought that was pretty funny. But that was a good photo. I think that's like the best photo we took. That's why it was the thumbnail of this stream. There's us hugging Fiona. I mean, well, it's Woody hugging Fiona, and then me hugging Woody. The Disney Castle, it's essential, right? You gotta go to the Disney Castle. It's the rules. Here's me posing in front of the Disney Castle. Look at me go. We wanted to do a silly one after this, but first we wanted to get the aesthetic ones. Like, this is aesthetic, right? Then we wanted to, like, do, like, knew I had to do it to them, but I was trying not to laugh, but it made me look sad. So we did a happy one after it, just in case. Did Woody have the pull string? I didn't see the pull string, but if he did, I don't think I would have, like, been like, hey, Woody, I need to pull the string. There's, like, ornaments and stuff, which is cute. A little ride of a crank. This is the Go Gadget coaster, I believe. I really enjoyed it. It was really fun. There's me being happy. Our food is simply ducky. What does that mean? You tell me. That said, when I did this, I just love the look this person's giving me. You know, like that really famous image, like the "in Japan they'll understand me," and then it has someone stare at them behind their back. This is that image. In Japan they'll understand me. I look kind of tall and short in the castle pic. Yeah, I probably do. Um, I'm fairly tall, especially in Japan, but that's how it goes. Donald Duck's really metal, I guess. Dang. We met Goofy. Oh, this is pretty funny. They had like this little explosion thing. So you know I had to, right? Like, just by default, I had to. Like, I think this is peak. And then Fiona got to have a go. Imagine the TikTok, the person dancing with their food, someone judging them in the background. This little Baymax. Fiona with hat. We did Stitch Encounter next, which was like basically like a virtual Stitch, and you got to talk to him because they had a live actor like play Stitch, which I thought was really cool. You couldn't film it, obviously, but it was a really cool experience. Yeah, Australia mentioned. That was a little Christmas parade. It was so good. I mean, the dances they get for these are like really good. Then we went to Thunder Mountain, which was what we used our little priority pass for. And I'm so glad we did. Because instead of waiting for 60 minutes, we waited like 5. The thing of Thunder Mountain, right, is like it's so immersive because it's so sectioned off and you forget you're in the rest of the park. It feels like another world in a good way. And the ride's so long and substantial that like it feels so worth it. Even if it was a 60-minute wait, I would have done it. It's such a good ride. I wish we could have done it twice. There's a little duck boat. Pretty cute. Yeah, the Stitch at Uluru. Yeah, pretty fun. I had some curry. For the people wondering about curry, don't worry, I had curry. You're gonna see more Japanese food once we like aren't at Disneyland. Understandably, right? Like the start of this trip is very theme park focused. Then it becomes more Japan. You know what I mean? What even is curry? It's delicious. So here's a parade, right? Really cool parade. I actually, you're a theme park junkie. We get it. Valid. I love theme parks. Yeah, Moana was actually like a movie I watched when I was like early into femme presenting at the cinema at a shopping center. So Moana I actually associate with the beginning stages of me presenting femme 24/7. So as a result, me in a schoolgirl outfit and Moana coming out on a float, I cried again. You know, there's a theme with this trip. Yeah, I sobbed. Fiona didn't see though. At least I don't think she did. I was able to clear up my tears by the time she looked at me. Anyway, here's me pointing the camera the wrong way to film the rest of it. Oops. I think Alicia's cried 4 times so far. There'll be more. You hid this time while I was too busy watching the parade. Okay, epic. Unrelated question, did I get facial feminization surgery? I have not. The only surgery I've done is zero depth bottom surgery. And I don't intend to do any more because I don't feel the need to. Everyone does different things. But I just did one. I'm all good. So, funny thing, when I film things at theme parks, or just in general, I'm actually not looking at my phone. I'm looking at the parade itself, obviously. So consistently, my phone will be like a bit too far down. So if you see that happen, that's because I'm taking in the moment. Poo cube. Poo. The orange cat? I think they're from an older film, so I'm not sure. I think this is my best photo. You crush poo? I wouldn't do such a thing. Once it hit nighttime, dang. It was so cool. We went on so many rides. I'd say an interesting highlight was the Pirates of the Caribbean one because it was a boat ride, but it had like a drop. I was not expecting it to have a drop. You know what I mean? Like I didn't think a ride like that would have a drop. We didn't have a seatbelt or anything. Cube Pew was a tissue box cover. I see, I see. You think I have the most positive trans content on YouTube? That's what I strive to be, and that's what I'll continue to be. Clickbait gets more views. Negativity gets more views. But instead of view farming, I'm aura farming. through the power of good vibes. I think this Christmas tree is really cool. Did you go to Splash Mountain? I didn't get to. I think it was the one ride we couldn't really go on to unless we waited like 2 hours. I mean the thing is, Splash Mountain in Japan still has the outdated theming. So understand that like for Oriental, the company that does Disney Sea and Disneyland, I don't think they view it as a decision. I think it's more like they don't feel a social need to do so. As unfortunately, you know, the controversy surrounding Splash Mountain haven't really been voiced as much in Japan. It has. People have talked about it here. But just understand that big company didn't feel a need to do it. But there are people that feel that way. Either want to change or want to not change in Japan. It's not really like unique to America per se as like a conversation. But just know that that's why like I don't think it's going to change. I think they should, but I don't think they will. There's a controversy surrounding Splash Mountain. The short version is that it has slightly less than ideal portrayals of indigenous groups. That's all I'll elaborate on. So at this point, it's nighttime. We got lots of lights, nice tree, and like the atmospheres are really cool. At this point in the day, we've done so many rides. I mean the Go Gadget Coaster was really cool. Pooh's Honey Hunt was amazing. Pirates of the Caribbean was like really good. There was like a ride for like Who Framed Roger Rabbit somehow. That was really good. I thought it said it had Animal Carriage Song of the South. Perhaps I'm just misinformed. I'm unsure. I'm unfamiliar with it. Towards the end, they had like a little light show thing. And like, I don't know how they did this, but they projected so much onto this one screen. Like onto the castle itself. Completely wild. I don't know how they did it. Welcome back. Hope you had fun. I had a great time. The fireworks show went really hard. What's nuts is they had a second fireworks show later in the day, but at that point I was too tired. Stitch Encounter is really good. There was also a like the Enchanted Tiki Room, which for people that don't know, that's like one of the earliest like animatronic like little shows that they did in Disneyland, but they did it with Stitch. So Stitch is there as well, and they sang songs from like Lilo and Stitch, and it made me really happy because, as you could probably guess, Lilo and Stitch came out when I was pretty little, so I'm pretty nostalgic for it. Like I think Lilo and Stitch came out in 2004, I think, which I would have been 4. So, you know, that's how it goes. But yeah, that's us chilling with the amazing world of the Disney Christmas tree. You do need to rewatch Lilo and Stitch. It's a great movie. We have like, we alternated like whether like we had the smile or not. Which is kind of funny. Pooh! And in case I haven't reiterated this enough, wearing the school uniform was so good. Peak euphoria. Oh my god. Interesting thing to call a store. That's all I'll say. You'd watch the cartoons a lot as a kid? Oh yeah, I watched the little TV show. They had a lot. I thought it was great. So this is some Japan, I guess I can show off. We had shabu shabu, which basically means you have like the little bits of beef. You put it in, and then you let it cook, and then you take it out. You have it with rice. It's peak. And expensive. So I only had it once. Did you keep the uniform? Yeah, I bought it. You can rent them. The store is more geared around renting it, but yeah, I love it. But you know, the Shabu Shabu is really nice. That's very cool. I believe now we're up to the next day. So Shabu Shabu's peak. It was great. Obviously, Fiona being vegetarian meant that I had all the beef, but you know, she had like all the fried vegetables. The store is actually a chain. Yeah, it is. It's worldwide. So up next is our last day at theme parks. I promise you. Don't worry. We're gonna do other stuff. So this is the Journey to the Center of the Earth ride, which we couldn't get video of. But the best. Oh my god, it was so good. It like had a part where you like do a drop and you're like outside the volcano and you can see the view of everything. Oh, it's so cool. I love it. There was also a ride that was themed around being underwater, but like they did it by like being above water and having like a water filter on the window. So like it looks like you're underwater. It was so impressive. So much so that me and Fiona sat there being like, wait, are we underwater? I don't think we could be. No, that doesn't make sense. But for a second we believed, and I think that was very impressive on their part. Especially for being an opening day attraction at Disney Sea, because when Disney Sea opened, most of his rides were done. You figured there'd be a lot of vegetarian options in Japan? Nope. No. If you're a vegetarian going to Japan, I just keep in mind you're probably gonna have a tough time. Oh, pescatarian's probably really easy in my opinion. But vegetarian less so. So yeah, this is Kiss Girl Fashions. Sure, random sign. Some of these sign names are ridiculous. Oh, I was very serious at going to Disney Sea. That's why we went twice. We had this ride, we went up and down on a jellyfish. If I remember correctly, I believe me and Fiona, while waiting in the line for this one, were joking about like alpha male like grind influencers. So I kind of associate the memory with that conversation and the jellyfish. I think we'll be like, yeah, I'm on like the grind. I wake up like so early to be on the grind or whatever. But it was a funny little jellyfish ride. It was very fun. I had a little starfish fang. That was very cute. That was very fun. That's an Indiana Jones ride, but well, it's closed right now. So that's unfortunate. Oh, I did get footage of the loop. So, I went on first and Fiona went on after. So this might be Fiona on the car. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. And I can't really zoom in. But that one there, maybe. Oh yeah, I'd say Disneyland Disney Sea was the easiest spot for Fiona to get food. Like, you're at the back. Okay, maybe you were there. Could have been. Here's me posing while waiting for her to get back. Up next, Fantasy Springs. This is the newest area, based on newer movies, and I think they just are very popular. This area is based on Frozen. We didn't get to go to the Frozen ride, I'm afraid, because we didn't want to wait for 2 hours. I don't know about you, but I don't want to wait 2 hours for a ride. Just it gets to a point, right? Like it's not even in the building. But we chilled here anyway for a photo. But what we did do was pay a lot of money to go to the Tangled ride and skip the line, which was really fun. I think the The Tangled ride was fun, but I wouldn't have waited an hour for it, which we would have if we didn't pay the money. Though, interestingly, we had someone on the ride boat next to us, because it was like a boat ride. They had their phone out, and they were filming the ride, but like they're staring at the ride through their phone camera. I don't know if they just have already been on it and wanted a video of it for YouTube or something, but we found it a little odd. Here's a video of me ringing the bell icon, which, if you haven't already, you can. You can subscribe and hit the bell icon and find out when I make a video. I'm thinking of putting that at the end of every single video, like when it says please subscribe. That's my plan, at least. I'm very proud of this little video. A peak moment, I'd say. You rang the bell on purpose for this joke, didn't you? Yes. Yes, I did. That was the smoothest please subscribe plug I've ever watched. Yeah. It's what happens when you're a professional. I've been in the content game for a few years now. Yeah. Here's different photos of me trying to... I think this is a cute photo. As you can see, my hair gets a bit messy around now. That's because, my hair starts to frizz up and, like, it gets really tangled. Yeah, I didn't tell Fiona why I wanted to film it till after. I think these are good photos too. Oh yeah, I kept showing the bell ringing video and just be like... Yeah, that was the Mickey hat from earlier. You went on the Rapunzel ride and your hair is tangled? Yeah. That's pretty good. And that concludes the Disney part. So now we had to make our way to our new hotel, which, I'll be real with you, lovely audience, it was fine. I think I was spoiled by the last one. This little shopping street that we walked through. Yeah, Mickey Mouthful mode. For sure. So when I walked through this street in the schoolgirl outfit, because I was still wearing it because I hadn't really had anywhere to change, I felt a little funny walking in a schoolgirl outfit in Place Japan. There was a bittersweet feeling to it because, like, when I was a teenager, right, what I really wanted to do was do those exchanges where you go to a Japanese high school and, like, you do the rest of high school in Japan. And if I was already transitioned, I probably would have tried to do that. So even if it's in an extremely superficial fashion, I kind of got to live out that feeling. It's just one of those things you can't ever have once it's past, but, you know, I had someone in my Japanese class get to do it. I was pretty jealous. She got to wear the uniform the whole time. I was very, very jealous. It was the embodiment of it should have been me. That in that split second of walking down this little street, I kind of did it. At least a little bit. So, that was my last little photo to say farewell to the uniform. What couldn't have been me. Anyway, we got some nice food. We got some gyudon here. With some miso soup. Gyudon is one of my favorite dishes in Japan. It's literally just beef slapped onto rice, but it's so nice. It's so simple. They're so good. We went to a Matsuya, but I'm more of a Yoshinoya girly, if you know what that is. It's just different chains, but I got the strawberry bread. I miss the strawberry bread. That was my favorite thing to get in Japan for breakfast when I used to which for people that don't know, I used to be a university student in like a tiny little like month exchange in Osaka. Um, and that university experience, I had this strawberry bread all the time. You haven't been to New Zealand since you were a kid? That's perfectly valid. It's really fun. It's Duffy's World though, and we're living in it. The entire trip, me and Fiona have like exchanged glances and just said, "It's Duffy's World, and we're living in it." Like the entire time. I think that was the most persisting jerk, other than Waddle Wednesday, but we'll get to Waddle Wednesday. um, I got a little. I love hotel breakfasts. I'll be real with you. Um, I love it. This is probably one of the better ones I had. That little like karage was really nice, but then they didn't have it anymore. This is Hotel Juraku, which is a different, not the hotel we're staying at, but it was the hotel I used to go to every time I went to Japan. So there's a bittersweet feeling, but that's how it goes, right? So this part, we have reached Akihabara, which, for those that might know, it's basically Weeb Town. It's Anime Town. It's the super touristy like spot to go get anime stuff and play games. Um, if you played Persona 5 Royal, it's also like that one like Electric Town area you can go to later in the game. In case you're curious. But this is the birthplace of my obsession with curry. This is the first place I ever had katsukari. Became addicted ever since. Went on 2 Stitch rides. That's the way to do it. This was a little club here that had a little billiards, darts, and table tennis area. I think like 2 times, I think, me and Fiona did the billiards. We actually played a lot of pool in Japan, actually. We played so much pool that I feel like long term we'll really want to play more pool. I had a great time. It was actually really fun. But that spot, this little establishment here, if you're ever in the area, I recommend doing it there as the vibe was really cozy. Pool is so much fun. And ping pong. Ping pong is very fun. This is the idol shop, but they mistranslated it. Okay, so up here, it's like, you know, Akiba system or like style, which is like the place we're at. This right here, idol shop, that idol is more like, you know, like idols as in, you know, J-pop idols or VTuber idols, right? But instead they did that idol, the wrong idol. Understandable error to make. But I found it endearing. Yeah, if the shop doesn't move, I guess it's idle. I guess it is truly the Oculus System idle shop. I've noticed there's a lot of these Pokemon card machines. They're probably mostly aimed at travelers, so they impulse purchase a bunch of cards and sell them on eBay. But hey, what are you gonna do? There's gacha at this random Don Quixote, which is kind of like a general store. There's a Miku. Thank you for the amazing content. I'm happy to make the amazing content. I'll keep doing my best. We saw a lot of Miku, which I'm happy with. I like Miku. I thought this like Miku with like a bike outfit was really cool. I just think she's slaying here. I love it. I found this picture really funny. Some pictures I will take just because they're funny. Foldable bag. We have the straw hat. I wonder why they're selling so many of these. Here's Fiona wearing a straw hat. Here's me becoming king of the pirates. That me could be a great star on a Christmas tree. I agree. This is a little like plushie of the thing from Apex Legends. If you don't know, Apex Legends is huge in Japan. I think it's the biggest FPS game in Japan. I don't know why, but it is. So just keep that in mind. There's Donkey Kong. The Pirate Princess. Yeah, that'll be me. Here's where I got Waddle Dee. Spread the news. Swaddle Wednesday. There's a Discord GIF where they say spread the news at Swaddle Wednesday. So just know that for the rest of this entire trip, we both glanced at each other at every opportunity we could and said, spread the news. It's Waddle Wednesday. What's even funnier is when this photo was taken, it was Thursday. It was not Waddle Wednesday. We had to wait an entire week for it to actually be Waddle Wednesday. They have these like name things here with like kanji assigned to like phonetically, I guess, and then try to give meaning. You assumed it was a Club Penguin joke? That's a fair assumption actually, but it wasn't. So sadly Adam is out of stock. So I guess a lot of Adams go to Japan. This little robot thing claps when you go to the arcade. I love them. Here's me playing Dance Rush Stardom, my favorite arcade game ever. One of my favorite video games ever. There's me going off. Look at me go. I love this game. It's actually how I learned how to dance. Like that was how I learned to shuffle. Now it's a bit hard to do it in this outfit, this little blouse here. But I'm doing my best. Any joke is a Club Penguin joke if you're a penguin. Perhaps. Perhaps every joke is a Club Penguin joke. Do they have Bart name tags? I'm afraid not. So I love this game a lot. I think like Australia got it pretty early in the game's run. I think America got it later. But I don't know how long it's going to last because I think they're like pulling support for it a little bit. But until Dance Rush like dies, I will keep playing Dance Rush as I think it's peak. We also played My My. Dancing in a skirt's very hard. I've had people want a dance video and how to dance femme video. Which is ironic because I don't dance very femme. I use fairly mask movements when I dance for no real reason. Just style, I guess. This is My My. This is the washing machine game. You might have seen it. You like click on the side. Speaking of Club Penguin, I heard you're on Journey. What's your username? I didn't disclose my name on Journey as I've intentionally made my username as generic as possible so that no one knows it's me. Because like Club Penguin Journey is my way to relax and like not be recognized. Funny thing, when I like go on VR chat, for example, I get recognized a lot, right? If I go to a VR chat party, someone will probably say, oh, look, it's Fairy Princess Lucy, which is fine. But it's something that like makes it a little hard to relax and just have fun. Which by the way, if you see me in a video game or real life, you can say hi, it's fine. I actually find the reaction, like the interaction's really fun. I recommend. But I might be a bit caught off guard because like when it happens, you're always like, ah. But it's fun. It's fun. This looks like a thing F1 drivers do to test reaction times. You never thought of me as a mascot I dance? I suppose so. Used to go on Club Penguin private servers a lot. I love Club Penguin Journey in particular. I will defend the Club Penguin Journey developers with every bone in my body. They're great. I love them. There's me posing for the camera. I'm doing pretty good in my usually. It's funny how you get recognized so often in these games, but you have a 60k subscribers. Yeah, I'm not really that famous or anything. I think it's just I'm popular with a specific audience. The thing is, understand that like my voice tutorial video, the one that I filmed in VR chat, the first one I ever did, that nearly has 1 million views. So like, if you play VR chat, you've probably seen my avatar at least, or at the very least it'll look familiar. It's how it goes. Yeah, Cliffhanger Journey devs do their best. You've probably seen this clip on the YouTube short, but it's me taikoing. I do like taiko. It's a fun game. I first played it when I was in Japan when I was 14. I was obsessed with it. I was doing really well at the start of this run, but then I like dropped the combo. We played some Mario Kart. There's Don-chan. You could play as them in Mario Kart, which is really fun. You can't really see it, but there's our photos. There's like Fiona just doing like the... There goes the frog. They go round and round. We finally got to do the curry. I think like the photo from earlier was not when we had the curry, but now we've had the curry. Poor frog. The frog just the frog spins. Oh, Cliffhanger Rewritten was good, but I like Journey more anyway. It was an unfortunate circumstance, but at least Journey's up. The curry is accurate to the picture. It looks the same. It's pretty good. And there's some advertisements for Pokemon. Spread the news. Swaddle Wednesday. Looking out into the little river there. We had to look at some controllers and stuff, like little fight sticks. Is Pokemon good? I think Pokemon's good. People on Twitter don't think Pokemon's good. It's up to your own judgment. You haven't played a Cliffhanger private server since realizing your trance? I recommend it. The fashion's fun. There's a mouse with like a little ball. So like, I think I've showed my mouse before. I use a vertical mouse so I don't like hurt my hand. But having a little trackball on the side sounds kind of funny. So Uno's pretty good, right? But what about DOS? The Sonic Kids headset. Yep. And here's when we played pool. Yeah, they made Uno too. Crazy. Yeah, there's one video of Fiona doing a break. I think it's a pretty good break. But yeah. There's like no footage of me doing one. But what are you gonna do, right? Mattel's had DOS since like 2010s. I see. It was just my first time seeing it. This is me recreating a photo I did when I was like 16 or something. Here's some of the manga and stuff I got. This is the haul. Skip over the part where you sat looking for games for like 20 minutes. Yeah, we went to a store and I tried to get a dating sim game. I looked at the covers and read about the games. I sat on the floor staring at possible game options for like an hour. Fiona unfortunately had to watch me sit at the floor and ponder looking at various dating sims. And we joked about the thought of like, what if someone went, oh my god, it's Fairy Princess Lucy, I'm a big fan. And then it's just me holding like all these like dating sims of various degrees of spice. And I'm like, hello. But that didn't happen. That didn't happen. You can play Uno in the water, Uno Splash? That sounds fun. Yeah, which guy do you like? Can you imagine that? Like someone like walks up like, oh, I'm a big fan of your videos. Like, oh, I'm glad you like them. So which anime man game should I buy? Which one has the best husbandos? Up here is One Dance, which is a dancing manga. I've been obsessed with the anime, so I got every single one they had. I've probably shilled for One Dance more than anyone has ever shilled for One Dance, but it was very great. It even came with these little, like, poster cards, which is cool. I got this one about a guy that runs a cafe with some penguins. That sounds like a good time. I got some those little idle rave lights. Can you read Japanese? I can. I've made videos about manga I've read in Japanese, and I intend to do more, but I really want to make a video about Bokugo, which is my favorite manga that I've read in Japanese, but because it's my favorite, I'm really nervous about making it, because if I make a bad video about it, I can't like run it back and do it again, you know? I got Waddle Dee, of course, spread the news, and I got a karaoke microphone, which is sitting over here now, which is cool. Got some sushi. That's really nice. That show was pretty good, actually. It had like a little tile person walking across. Spread the news. It's on a Wednesday. We had more food. Because now for the next day. We went to Harajuku next. Which Harajuku has like a little shrine area like next to the station. Really big temple. This area, this little garden area you can go to is my favorite area. It's got like lots of plants and nature. It's like a fishing spot for the emperor. It is Waddle Wednesday. There's some falling leaves. I thought that was aesthetic. Like really aesthetic. So aesthetic. Here's me also recreating a picture from when I was a teenager. Yeah, me and Fiona really liked it. Hopefully we can go in a different season. Yeah, there's me and there's Fiona. This is the Kiyomasa Ilo well, which is really cool. Though they have to highlight how amazing the water was for drinking, but we can't drink it now. We got the cool orange leaves of the trees. I think this is a pretty good photo by me. Pretty aesthetic. I was playing around with the camera settings. I was having a good time. Nice flowers. This is the temple. They have like these Emma plaques, which is basically like you write like a little wish on it. And you can see other people's wishes like on the little wall here in various languages, which is kind of cool. Now, of course, it's time for Yoshinoya, which means more gyudon. Woo! So I like gyudon a lot. The Harajuku itself, did I make a wish then? I prayed to the temple there. So I did make a wish. What wish I made? Who's to say? Isn't it winter in Japan? Yeah, it's winter in Japan. So I was freezing my butt off. Okay, so I have some unfortunate news about Harajuku. It's less cool now. It's so touristy. And there's barely any fashion shops in the fashion street. Which made me really sad, actually. Everything I liked about Harajuku is kind of gone. I won't lie. And that made me sad. So this time I cried again. But this time because I was actually upset. Because Harajuku is not what it once was. That's just how it goes. But I got to see a cute Kirby. So that's good. We went to a dog cafe though. They have They had like 10 different animal cafes lined up next to each other with signage pretty much entirely in English. But the dogs are cute. So it was a nice time. That said, the staff in this store in particular would not speak to me in Japanese no matter how much I used Japanese. No matter what I did, I was spoken to in English. Absolutely no matter what I said. I attempted to try to like ask questions about the dog in Japanese, but they kind of just avoided us once we got in and we couldn't really talk to anyone. I found the experience a bit upsetting, but they were cute dogs. Would I ever go again? No. Sadly, this is like the part of the trip that wasn't as fun for me, but the dogs are cute. I know Japanese, no you need to use English. Speaks English anyway. There's like that famous like video, like, but we're speaking Japanese. It felt like that video, but in real life. I had more curry, because what do you take me for? Of course I had more curry. This is the bar. This is me like trying to do the establishing shot. You'll see this in a video later. But all you need to know is that I had the really cool opportunity to interview a cross-dress bar in Tokyo. Which, by the way, these kind of establishments letting you film, unheard of. I was surprised they said yes. But they did. So look forward to that video. But yeah, that's the bar's actual name. But you'll hear more about that in the upcoming upload when I finish it. Here's an example of like what the interviews kind of look like. Here's like the raw footage, that kind of thing. It's just like various interviews asking various questions. The video will have subtitles, don't worry. But it was a really cool like opportunity to be able to interview like various people that work at this bar. And you'll get to hear me speak Japanese for 10-20 minutes. So that's good. It was a very cool experience. I wouldn't have been able to make this video if I didn't speak Japanese, so I'm glad like that the degree was worth it, right? That scarf I got at Harajuku. The scarf I got at Harajuku was pretty good. We have this because we're probably using this for the thumbnail. Oh, if you can't speak Japanese, it's still good to go there because they're pretty like on it. So like they're okay with that happening. But just know like my Japanese was required because I needed to interview them, which was a very nerve-wracking experience. It was so nerve-wracking to like film an interview in my second language. But I did way better than I thought I would. Also, Fiona joined in. Because we wanted to do like this is the YouTube thumbnail and this is just for my own like album. And they also gave us a map of all the LGBT bars in this little area, Shinjuku Nichome, which I'll include a bit in the video, hopefully. Here's me watching a video where they shake their hips because I thought the English was cool energy. Gotta crush your arms, raise your hands. The presenter of this video, like, absolutely nailed it. I thought, great show, 11 out of 10. That was another kid's show where they'll teach you English. His cute little like water area, which essentially like someone that I used to like it was like a host family that I was with like way in the past. I got to meet up with again and do a little day trip with them, which is really cool. Went to the aquarium, which was extremely cool. Lots of fish. A lot of fish. That I feel like all the fish are really cool, cute, epic. I feel like going to an aquarium in Japan is still really fun to do. Because yeah, I'm in Australia. We have great aquariums, but it's cool to see like ones from other places. It was a very important thing, I think. There's the penguins. We got to like feed the penguins, which is really cool. Penguin. Also, those are fairy penguins. So like they're kind of like because it's like Fairy Princess Lucy. They're like related in a way. Penguin. I agree. I do gotta make sure I get through all the photos in our little stream. So I gotta zip through the cute animal photos. But it was a very positive experience. There's also Australian penguins. There are. Did I see the penguin or the onesie that had a literal wife? No, I didn't. I really did take a lot. We got a little view of the place afterwards. We went to a vegan restaurant, mostly for Fiona. So this is my first time eating vegan specific food. I didn't like it, but Fiona had a good time, I think, relatively. So that's good. Apparently it was just okay. Fairy Penguin Lucy. Yeah, that's me. We went to Sensoji Temple, which is the most touristy spot ever. There's markets in front of it. Don't bother with those. Just go to the temple. We had dango though, which is quite yummy. Japanese vegetarian / vegan food knows how to use spices even less than the British. Dang. Yeah, so basically, there's the temple there. That's what you're actually going to see. But there's all these, like, markets all the way down. These are kind of expensive, usually. But there's a temple. I did a nice wish. That was a good time. Anime based off humanoid animals was a promotion at the zoo. Oh, I see. Did we go to Tokyo Tower or Skytree? I did not. Because I'm scared of heights. But I have been there in the past. Freaked out. This is a golden poop. No one knows its purpose. I asked people. I don't know. Imagine someone sees his photos as a Fairy Princess Lucy fan but didn't see her. That would be quite improbable, but it'd be very funny. If you did see me in Japan, let me know, I guess. This is like the cool Christmas lights we did. That was really fun. Photo at the tree. That was a very nice outing. That was very special. I want to share everything about it. That was yo, I saw you in Japan. Wow, really? That's crazy, Fiona. How? The Christmas lights experience is very cool. I made sure to like grab the photos out with like the people I was hanging out with. Specifically said host family because I want to respect their privacy. But just know for me personally, it was a very wonderful night. And very impactful. Now, back to us being nerds. Here we are at the Monster Hunter Cafe. Which was really good, actually. This little palico would come out and give you your food. Which is funny. We had, I had this, which was like a big bacon with cheese, kind of like Monsanto Wilds. That's really nice, actually. It was an extremely positive experience. That's the drink Fiona got. I don't know what was in it, but I hope she liked it. They themed the chips as like arrows, like in a quiver. I also got this, which is like the cabbage meal you can get in the game, which was like really, really nice. You probably saw this in a YouTube short, but here is me using the little barbecue split from like the game. How are the fries? They're actually pretty good, honestly. I thought they were good. I think like the Monster Hunter Cafe is like really good. Like it's actual food. It's not like I feel like some cafes are so gimmicky, but no, this was pretty good actually. They had all these cool displays, which are really fun. The golden poop is beer brand Asahi's statue. Well, there you go. You use the American term. No, it's fine, don't worry. I understand both, it's chill. They have these cool drawings there, which are cool. That you could like draw in and doodle. Photos of some of the weapons. Some little stalls. I think overall the Monster Hunter Cafe was the coolest possible thing. It was so cool. All the photo opportunities, all the food. Was this your first trip to Japan? Nope. This is my 7th, I believe. I used to study in a short-term university program in Osaka. So I've been here quite a bit. It was Fiona's first trip though. Yeah. Here's us chilling. The sign here basically says like see you next time, but like the little nya is put at the end because they're a cat. It's pretty funny because that's like meow, I guess. They also had a stand for the Dragon Quest one, but we didn't do the Dragon Quest one. There's also a Sea Dog VA Iron Mouse collaboration cafe event. I wasn't expecting that, but here we are. Apparently that's a thing. The more you know. More cool lights. More Japanese TV. I think I felt like the dancing here was really cool. So I think I filmed a bit more. That was some cool moves. Iron Mouse. Yeah. I think Iron Mouse is fairly popular there maybe. So that might be why. Well, is it Japan and they're oddly themed specific cafes for niche franchises? I think that's just the style. Just what they like. Like Meowth's the Japanese version of everyone. I think like the Japanese name for Meowth is like Nyamf. I think it's like a very similar like pun. I believe. Don't quote me on that. I think everywhere should have niche cafes. They're fun. But not all of them are good. Monster Hunter Cafe stood above them all. I believe we did a second day in Akihabara purely because we wanted to just have a more relaxing day. We're so tired at this point. I understand, we're pretty non-stop. Here's an ad for somewhere where you can gamble with maids. Don't gamble, kids. There's some Kerbo. Yeah, Ash's name is Satoshi in the Japanese version, which is fun. Do you ever just airfully aim? Narth? I see. This bird was adorable. This taiko machine just didn't want to work. But we did get to play in the end. We just swapped to this machine next to it. Here's me playing Dance Rush again. Let's see if like here's some. I think like at this point I'm a bit more energetic, so I think like my dancing's a bit better here than like the other day. Also, I'm wearing a looser top, so I don't have to be as worried, I guess, which is very nice. Dance Rush or DDR? This is Dance Rush. DDR is like literally behind it. I like Dance Rush way more, obviously. But you know, both are good. But like, look at me go! I'm popping off. Here's some more. There's me spinning. I really like Undercover. It's one of like my favorite songs in Dance Rush. It's very nostalgic for me now. Yeah, I have like a Miku outfit for my Taiko. Because I play Taiko a lot. Oh, this is really funny. Okay, look at this. Look at the way I spin here. I'm used to wearing the hat. Normally when I dance, I have a hat on. So I have like a muscle memory of grabbing my hat when I spin. However, I'm not wearing a hat, so this looks a bit weird. Which I found really funny. I'm not used to dancing with my hair out. That was kind of funny. The typo was pretty funny. Yeah, look at me go. I'm going. I'm having a great time there. I believe this is me doing auto clicker. Yeah. So auto click, if you play Dance Rush, this is my little tangent. If you ever want to practice breakdancing inside Dance Rush, I do recommend auto clicker because it's a really great song to do that. Because it gives you a great opportunity to jump down to the ground and like give it a go. I believe soon-ish is when I do it. Yeah. So then you can go to the ground and like the sensor will still work. It's very fun to do that. If you do this at an arcade, people will think you're cool. And it's really fun to do. You do not have to do it right or even well. But if you do it once, the person waiting for their turn will probably have a conversation with you, and thus you can make friends. It's my strat, personally. But auto clicker is a really fun song to do. I actually won this one in a crane game. It took me 5 tries, but I did win. Got him. Why didn't you explain this in the isolation video? Because the isolation video is already so long. If people want, I can make isolation part 2. How to avoid isolation part 2. Gambling of crane game pays off, unfortunately. Don't gamble, kids. Here they go. They spin. It's a cooler strat than saying, "Hi, I'm lonely, want to be friends." Here's my suggestion. Instead of, "Hi, I'm lonely," you can say, "Hey, I came here on my own. Want to hang out or want to be friends?" I think if you do that strat, you're still being honest, but you're doing it in a way that doesn't put them too much on the spot. And it'll probably more likely work. Pretty much just, "Hey, I don't know anyone. Want to be friends? Want to make friends with a stranger?" It just works. There's some cool stuff I saw. The Lost Bible too. The name was very like, whoa. There's Link looking funny. You gotta fake confidence. Faking confidence is key to success. They actually opened the street ad Nakiabara here, which they have dubbed pedestrian heaven, which I think is a really fun term. Yep, there's me. We did like this is B-roll because we figured it was the right opportunity to like just have that. Yeah, there it is there. So this is like that part there is heaven, and this is like pedestrian because it's literally person, walk, go. Like person who's going by walking, basically. Up next, we got the Final Fantasy XIV Cafe, which was fine. I got a taco. We didn't like this one as much, but it was still fun. Here's me eating my taco. Yeah. I got a drink based on the dancer class because I like the dancer class. Shocker. The little lemons are meant to be like the 2 chakrams, which is really fun. It was focused on drinks. If you like fancy drinks, go to Final Fantasy XIV Cafe. If you actually want food, go to the Monster Hunter one. There's Fiona with... I actually don't know what that is, but she can tell you whether it was good or not, I guess. Dancer is so fun. You get it. We found a little Pikmin. Sega Master System. In box. That's kind of cool. There's like the Sakura Wars Dreamcast, which was the biggest game like on Dreamcast, I believe, in Japan. So it makes sense. It was like probably the only like specific Dreamcast available. It was a custard bun apparently. There's some games I found. I'm actually really interested in like Sega's old stuff because you don't get to play them very much. So looking at the boxes for these were very fun. That said, this Batman photo is interesting. This Taro. Love that little guy. No littering. This is extremely troublesome. Theme park. Sakura was Dreamcast as an honorable mention of a regular. Okay, cool. That makes sense. Dance Dance Revolution Classic Mini. Very cool. There's driving game. This thing is vibrating violently. I don't know why. This gives me major Persona vibes, personally. It's me chilling. Now I'm T-posing on Akihabara. Has anyone seen like the "this is an Xbox" marketing thing? Like that they would say like "this is an Xbox." Well, this is what it is in Japan, except they instead of saying "this is an Xbox," the marketing is "this is yours," which I think is really funny because calling something an Xbox makes it inherently less appealing to Japanese people. Honestly, I'm surprised they even went with that marketing tagline at all. You sadly won't get to see it. But we did karaoke. You won't get to hear me do it, unfortunately. Yeah, everything is an Xbox. Don't know why. But yeah, I sang the Hamtaro song. It was a great time. They had a lot of really random stock footage when you did songs. If it didn't have a pre-established music video, it would just like have like just random footage. And it was so baffling. There's a food I got at karaoke that was pretty nice. It's the best stock footage ever. Yeah, just really random. It'll just be the randomest video. At least that one, like, it has a vibe, I guess. Here's me doing I Wanna Be a Girl, which is pretty iconic as a song. Very fun song. Here's an example of the stock footage. Where it's just some random guys playing on their instruments. And women posing with like dresses. Oh, I thought it was very funny. This is Blanc 183. The best band. I bought the entirety of Stop Hibari-kun because I want to make a video that compares the official translation of Hibari-kun with the Japanese one. That is my dream video. But I haven't had a chance to do it, but I want to compare it. I think it'd be really interesting. If that's of any demand to anyone, let me know, because that'd be an undertaking. And would require me to buy the same manga again, but in English, so. There's some other stuff that I got from that little venture. I got a Hamtaro DS game. Love that little guy. Hamtaro was my first anime. There's a little show. That is a cute little guy. Now we're at the Shinkansen. You never finished Hibari Kobi. You really like Hibari. I also like Hibari. She's probably like one of my favorite characters, just in fiction. I like her. You're interested in that video? Cool. I'll try to make it at some point. Because the Hibari video did really well, actually. I've never talked about this, I don't think, anywhere, but out of all the videos I've made the past half of this year, the Hibari-kun video is actually one of the best performing ones long term. Which, thank you so much. Because that was the video I really wanted to pop off, and it did. Because I put a lot of work into it, so thank you. There's my little Ekiben, which is like a bento you can have at the station. Very cool. Me and Fiona played Mario Kart while on the train. It was very cool. I like Cow. I think Cow's the best character. Isn't Hibari one of the first trans raps in manga? Yeah, pretty much. Not intentionally. I think it's worth understanding, like the video talks about this, but for sheer technicality, yes. You found the channel through it? Oh, that's so cool. I'm happy to hear. I got a lot of new subscribers through that video, so there might be a lot that did. Also, it's snowing on Mount Fuji. There's some more Mario Kart. We're now in Osaka, which I'll run the stream a little longer to try to do the rest of the photos as best I can, but I might not get to finish today. I'll go for like another 10-20 minutes. I'm a little hungry, lovely audience. But I'll do my best. This is Spotcha, which is basically like, it's kind of like an arcade, but for real life sports. We got to do stuff like archery, soccer, basketball. And I'm a little tired. Yeah, Fiona's tired too. We'll make this quick. I'll try to go for... there's me being a professional archer. I'm a pro. It was a good video. You never heard of Hibari before. I'm glad more people can know that Hibari like is an icon and she slays. We had some okonomiyaki, which please try this if you go to Osaka. Oh my god. It's quite literally a bunch of meat slapped into like a pancake. It's peak. And this specific restaurant had a vegetarian one, so Fiona actually got to eat something that wasn't just an egg sandwich. Yeah, the archery is really hard because you couldn't actually pull back the bowstring. I love it when I can eat. Yeah, there's a few trans mask characters before. I think Princess Knight would be seen more as either trans mask or gender fluid. I want to make a Princess Knight video, eventually, because like I think it's very iconic. I got some takoyaki. Yeah, never forget about our trans mask siblings. They're epic. If any trans guys are watching, you're very cool. Thanks for watching. I've been making a video about, like, a video interviewing trans mask people for a bit now, but to be fully transparent, the video hadn't panned out yet because I haven't had that many people to interview yet. And I don't really want to do the video when I only have, like, a tiny amount of a sample size. So that video is on the back burner until I get more people to interview for it. I want to say that the username I'm literally trans Jesus is probably the coolest username ever. I love that. This is like a big sign up here. I don't know what it's for, but it's notable. This is the famous, like, Glico sign. My understanding is it's just an advertisement that's so popular that it's basically a tourist attraction in of itself. It was probably around during the Olympics, if I were to guess. I don't know the history of the Glico sign, but it's iconic, so we had to get a photo. This is the Shinsaibashi, like, shopping street, which is really busy. Here's some bunnies summoning something. Transfem discords be like. I don't know, it just seems like those kind of memes. There's some plushies, which are really cute. I got some Pokemon stuff. The Legend CA hat. There's me posing in front. Yeah. They have One Piece Lego, but specifically Netflix One Piece. Okay. I haven't, I can't find footage of this, but basically this is a TV show that's really popular in Japan where they interview various people that come to Japan and they interview them. But I want to explain why I want there to be a clip on YouTube of this really bad. So the show is they'll go to random foreigners at the airport and ask why are they in Japan. So they ran up to this guy who was wearing an NFT ape shirt in 2025. They asked him what he was doing, and he was here for like AI research or whatever. So basically, they found an AI crypto bro. Thank you for the ways of voice train. I'm glad I'm able to help with the voice training. Yeah, I'm happy. I'll keep making those. I'm glad they help. I'll do my best to keep going with those. But this guy here, right? The film crew met up with him in the morning, and he made them do like a half an hour jog with him because he's like, it's part of my morning routine. And then made the film crew like film him doing push-ups to show that he does that, I guess. It has the same energy of you go to a guy's room and he's like, sorry, those are my weights. Then he ate a bento box for 45 minutes. He took 45 minutes to eat a bento. Yeah, he was a character, for sure. And I just want to highlight that the two React people here, they didn't know what to say. They were genuinely speechless. Which is saying something, because I feel like the whole point of this show is to see really wacky people. It's reality TV at its finest, unfortunately. But, you know, one of my friends in Japan, he told me that if I'm ever at an airport and I see this television studio, I need to run up to them and ask to be in it. And I will. So if I'm ever there, you know it. My dream job, Japanese TV reactor. There's some nice food there. This is the Nara Deer Park. I'll gloss over this since I show it in the video a bit. In that YouTube short. But there's some amazing, cute sights. Lots of deer. Never pick the fruit. Never break the tree. But there's all sorts of deers and that sort of thing. Is that where the photos end? Really? I don't think I took any more. Oh yeah, come to think of it. Because the day after this, we went to Osaka Castle and a museum. I think it didn't allow photos, so I don't think I took any. Did I feed the deer? Yeah, I did. I think there's a YouTube short of me feeding the deer. Yeah, there are a few more days after this, right? Well, that's where the album stops. So I hope you enjoyed this 2-hour look into my holiday. Um, Fiona, is there anything you want to add in closing to this wonderful adventure? Um, which it was a really fun Japan trip. It was really healing for me. Um, I ain't no way that's genuine Internet Explorer. Of course it's Internet Explorer. I love Windows XP. But look forward to a video of me interviewing the Ononoko Club, which is a cross-dress bar in Tokyo. That'll come out on Wednesday, which I kind of got to get working on that. So I'm going to go have a nice lunch and then get editing. But look forward to that. Another thank you for bringing me along. Yeah, Osaka Aquarium was amazing. I'm surprised the photos from Osaka Aquarium aren't in the album. I definitely took some. But Osaka Aquarium was incredible, yes. Um, yeah. I hope everyone enjoyed seeing this little trip, this little adventure. Oh yeah, the wasabi rolls. At one point, Fiona tried to eat a bunch of wasabi rolls, and she went for a mountain of pain. But please look forward to that next video on the Wednesday. If you want to hear more about Japan specifically as a topic, especially being trans in Japan, let me know. Show demand. And be sure to hit the like button whenever I do videos about that, because that helps me feel confident to do those videos, because the algorithm's ever fickle. But I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna head off and go have a nice lunch. I'm very hungry and tired. But yeah, thank you for watching this wonderful journey, and thank you again, Fiona, for typing in your little thoughts of also being part of the journey. And until next time, stay hydrated and know that you are valid. I'll see you next week. If you want more streams like this, whatever 2 hours ago is for you next week, I'll be here streaming. Until then, see you then. Janet.